Hello and welcome back to the Skipper's View podcast, episode 247, powered by StatSoldier.com. If you need an area to go check out awesome graphics and MLB stats, go check out and play with StatSoldier.com, created by our own truly Dean Siriaco. Uh, Dude, Hagen, what's going on? We're getting into it now. I know it's still early, but we're almost 30 games into the MLB season. How have you been? How was your weekend?
It's been good. Got to golf a little bit, which is always nice. New putter on the way here soon, which will be a very exciting moment. But yeah, like you're saying, we're getting into MLB season now. Obviously, no one's going to win a division at this point. No one's going to be setting themselves a playoff team. But we're starting to get to the point now where teams are setting themselves behind the eight ball here and going to make it where you have to win a lot of games and play as the best team in baseball to really make the playoffs here. And you can almost start to eliminate teams here in the next. I don't want to say eliminate teams. Actually, wrong word there, but start to kind of put some teams off your list for who's going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. And one of those teams is looking like the Boston Red Sox. It is kind of a really unpredicted start. There's, 6 games below 500. They're 11-17. They just fired their manager, Alex Cora. They also fired hitting coach Pete Fatse, if I'm pronouncing that properly, bench coach Ramon Vasquez, third base coach Kyle Hudson, assistant hitting coach Dylan Lawson, and major league hitting strategy coach Joe Cronin. They were all let go. And on top of that, game planning and run prevention coach, who's Jason Varitek, famous player for them, he was also reassigned to a new role. Not sure what it is yet. I don't know if they've announced that yet, but this was crazy news. And we obviously have Dean, who's a massive Red Sox fan, who he wrote about it in his, go read his series piece covering the Red Sox. It's the latest thing on the Red Sox. But ultimately, on the Cora front, not covering the series, he wasn't the biggest Cora guy. And then I've also heard from another guy who I'm in like a group that I talk a lot of shit with. He's a massive Red Sox fan, his take. And as a fan, he's saying that like Cora got it done when he had the players and management was backing it up to get him done, but they have not been doing that. I think they did a little bit of that this offseason, and I know some people are going to come at me. What do you mean just a little? But like they added a lot of pitching, right? They didn't really move away offensively. Did they make any massive moves that made you like, oh no, I'm now afraid of the Red Sox? Like if anything, they lost Bregman and they retained like Roman Anthony was like the plan A. It seemed like
A dude who has less than 10 career home runs, who was a rookie last year. I get he is Roman Anthony, and he's going to be a superstar in the sport, but this guy's still young. I mean, in the offseason, we talked about all the time about the Red Sox, how they were linked to every single player, all these star players. Pete Alonso, this guy, all these players, and it got none of them, which makes it even funnier, honestly, because at the moment it seemed like any single player that breathed was saying the Red Sox were interested in them, but obviously it sucks for them at this point, too. On the bright side, though, of the Red Sox, before we dive into the Cora thing, I just want to say that they're only 3 games out of the wild card so far. I know it's early in the year, and that's decently big, but turn that around immediately. On the bad side, there are 7 games out of the division in the AL East, and that's always been known as the toughest division. They're probably looking to just be a wild card team at this point.
it is super early, and just as like a Yankees fan who knows better, I'm not counting the Red Sox out. We're not even in May baseball yet. Garrett Crochet has not been Garrett Crochet. Obviously, Sonny Gray just hit the IL, and I guess that takes that out due to a hamstring issue. But they got pieces, and there's a reason why this team was considered. Some people consider them the favorite to win the division this year. So obviously, that was a longer shot with Toronto and the Yankees. Not having to rebuild, they're just reloading there. And obviously, we've seen what's going on with Toronto dealing with injuries early on, and the Yankees pitching staff has been flawless. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But more to come on the Boston front. I think, I think this is a little premature, but I do think Boston's going to be right back in it. And the one thing that I'm going to hate is that the interim manager is going to get all the credit if they get back into it. And it's like you fired. I know you had a large sample size with Cora, but I feel like you let Cora go till at least the All-Star break, if not the full season, if you're going to make a move.
I mean, there's 2 different ways I look about it that way. I thought it was early, too. I didn't think Cora was going to be on the hot seat at all, honestly. I thought it was just because he was the guy. I thought he was going to be the one to be there for a very long time. But also, something's got to change too. And you don't want to really wait another month, let's say, and then you're in the same situation where it's just we haven't made a change at all, nothing's changed, and then even in a bigger hole than you were before. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends earlier about this today. Like, just being a manager in Major League Baseball is one of the toughest jobs because I'm one of those guys who believes that 99.9% of people who work in baseball and are managers out there, bench coaches, whatever it is, can make the right decisions day in and day out. They can make the right lineup calls, when to pull guys, who to put in the pitching situations. But when it doesn't go good, they get all the blame. When they do things right, they don't get any credit at all. But when the team sucks, the players are performing, the guys getting millions of dollars, it always goes to the manager's fault. And, hey, this is this guy's issue. This is this guy's issue. It's not Alex Cora's fault this team is not good right now. I think it's more so Craig Breslow for not making the right moves this offseason. And what makes me more mad about it, I know it's easy to just hate on the GM here and all these side of things, but my biggest thing is when they held the meeting after they fired him, they didn't even answer. Only Breslow spoke, and I believe they said it was only 2.5 minutes that he spoke to the team after they fired him. Very, very short meeting to have, first off. Second off, he didn't answer any questions to the players. Basically told them, this is what we're doing, I'm not answering any questions, go out and play baseball. Which I think you have to at least answer questions on why you made the moves you did, what you think it is going forward, not just, this is what happened, go play baseball. I just think that was a bad move by Craig Breslow right there, and I think it's his fault right now that Alex Cora is out without a job.
Yeah, I have gotten that feeling as well from what I've been seeing and reading from Boston fans and social media out there. But at the end of the day, team was not performing. They made someone their sacrificial lamb, and that sacrificial lamb was Alex Cora and the rest of the Boston coaching staff. Let's move on positive news. Want to talk about Sal Stewart, dude. He has been outstanding to start off the year, to say the least. He was highly predicted in fantasy to be a great piece this year for any teams, and first year player drafts, a lot of people were taking him. Not first year player drafts, but a lot of like dynasty drafts, people were drafting this guy this year. Sal Stewart, Hagen, how impressive has he been to you? And like, obviously we could look at Sal Stewart as a cog for the Reds right now, because last year the Bats didn't seem to get it done, and right now they're sitting pretty at 18-10. They have the same record as the Yankees, and they're winning the NL Central as of right now.
I mean, it's pretty nuts. First off, the Reds where they are right now, especially when they have just some big holes in their offense too as well. But I mean, Sal Stewart has been incredible so far this year. He's fourth in all Major League Baseball in WRC plus at 172, only behind Jordan Alvarez, Ben Rice, and Max Muncy on the Dodgers. I mean, he's been absolutely killing it. He's the favorite for the Rookie of the Year right now, right just ahead of Nolan McLean. And I think for even Nolan McLean, for how well he's pitched so far this year, he's pitched like a top 10 pitcher in all Major League Baseball. You're going to give it to the hitter if a guy's playing every single day at the level that Sal Stewart is playing right now. He's the best player on this Reds team. Very young age. Everyone already knew that the defense, he's more going to be a DH type of guy probably going forward, but everyone knew this guy was going to rake. And I think it's the reason why a lot of people thought that be a great like dynasty asset, like you were saying, is because you don't have to worry about defense much in that. And too, like, this guy's going to be able to rake every single day, play 162, whatever, maybe 150, give him off days, whatever it is. But if you're playing every single day and you're doing that, the guy can be a top 10 pitcher in Major League Baseball, and you can still win over him if you're playing at this type of level.
Yeah. Stewart, yeah, I'm kind of pissed I didn't get him in more leagues, honestly, right now. He's been that good. But we'll pivot to another nationally young star who is impressing the hell out of me right now, and that is Atlanta Braves catcher Drake Baldwin. So you got to live with him in the NL East. This guy's a monster at the plate, dude. 7 home runs, batting .304. He won the NL Rookie of the Year. He's got a 903 OPS through essentially 30 games here. He's generated 1.2 F4, 1.3 B WAR, as you can see on the screen. And he's in the 91st percentile for the home runs right now. Drake Baldwin, dude, is this the next big stud catcher for not only MLB, but fantasy baseball?
I think it is. I think there was a lot of signs last year coming off his Rookie of the Year campaign on just how good this guy's going to be. Even this year, like the peripherals are still great. I know it's smaller sample, but he's getting close to whatever 90 at bats, whatever he's at right now. But this guy, a lot of people I know have said that this guy's going to be the next up and coming star catcher, one of the best catchers in Major League Baseball. And I was kind of bullish on it a little bit. I didn't buy it too much that he was going to be a top 5 catcher, but I mean, look to this point right now, and excuse me, 130 plate appearances he has, so a pretty large sample, and especially for where we're at right now in the season. He's the best catcher in all of Major League Baseball right now by WAR and by WRC plus. I mean, this guy has been incredible for the Atlanta Braves right now. For a team that's without their pitching, they needed their offense to step up, and Acuna really hasn't been doing Acuna things yet. That's the scary part. Is the Braves are one of the best teams in baseball, and their best player isn't even doing anything yet. Drake Baldwin has been a huge part of this, especially when you had Sean Murphy go down. I know that a lot of people wanted Baldwin to be the main guy over Sean Murphy, and probably should be anyways. I mean, it's nothing against Sean Murphy. I think Drake Baldwin's just incredible right now, but it's just been amazing to see what he's been able to do so far this year for the Atlanta Braves, and the peripherals are obviously great. I mean, the only thing that's really bad is the chase, and if you're going to hit like this, though, the chase is going to be okay.
Well said. Well said. Super excited. I'm very happy that I have Baldwin in a couple of my dynasty leagues. But yeah, the Braves, they're definitely on track this year compared to last year. We were going to talk about them later in the episode, but let's just talk about the NL East right now because there's a lot of meat going on there between the Mets and the Braves and the Phillies. So, dude, Atlanta, first team to 20 wins in Major League Baseball. Did you expect this or no?
I did not. I mean, I said a few episodes ago, I just don't know how to judge the Atlanta Braves. Last year, I had them as my World Series winner over the Boston Red Sox. Didn't even make the playoffs. This year, I had them missing the playoffs. And if you would have told me that 28, 29 games into the season, the Braves would have the best record in Major League Baseball and the two worst teams in Major League Baseball in 2019 would be the Phillies and the Mets, I would have called you crazy in the first place. I thought the Braves were the third best team in this division. I thought the Mets and Phillies were both clearly better than them. I thought the Marlins, honestly, were going to make the playoffs over the Braves this year, is what I had predicted. And I know the Marlins have been playing better. I'm 13-15, not great enough to be in the playoffs right now, but still being a lot better than the Mets and Phillies are right now. But, I mean, the Braves are just, it's incredible. I mean, they're pitching. They're without Strider, who's looking great on rehab right now, up to 98 miles an hour last I saw. Schwellenbach hasn't even started throwing yet. I mean, this team is scary. I mean, as a Mets fan, I just always, the Atlanta Braves, I just hate this team. As a fan, they're my least favorite sports team in all professional sports just because they always beat up on my team. It's always the Braves, the Braves, the Braves. And they had one bad year. That's really honestly what they had is one bad year last year, which was just a ton of injuries, honestly. I mean, now they're doing this without the pitching staff that I thought was bottom 10 in baseball coming into the year before they got Schwellenbach and Strider back. I mean, it's scary, honestly, for the Atlanta Braves. I mean, they're in the Los Angeles Dodgers right now. Literally the best team in all Major League Baseball right now. Plus 65 run differential. I have nothing to say about the Atlanta Braves except they're a damn good baseball team.
Yeah, they are impressing me right now. I think the Braves, considering that I had no faith in them due to the fact that, like, I'm a big believer in show me on the field, and they've been talked about a lot. And we knew they have talented players, but they haven't put it together in like two back-to-back seasons. But right now, Chris Sale, he looks as good as ever. Just coming off, he just got his 150th career win, by the way, and a 6-2 victory over the Phillies in their last game. But they've seemed to be filling the problems that they have pitching wise. They just plug and play. They got Spencer Strider, who will be back soon, but right now Bryce Elder is getting it done. Chris Sale's getting it done. Grant Holmes is getting it done. Martin Perez is getting it done. Ronaldo Lopez is getting it done. So, like, what's there to hate about this? We know they have elite bats with guys like Acuna, Drake Baldwin. That doesn't mention Olsen or Riley or any of the others. So, good things for Boston, for Atlanta fans. I'm pretty excited. I know you hate this, but I'm pretty excited for them because baseball, the Braves are like the Cardinals. Baseball's just better when like a lot of teams are good rather than a lot of teams are like similar to like the AL Central. But let's keep moving on. Let's talk about some of the division. Let's move on to the divisional roundup, and we kind of just knocked out the East. We talked about the Braves. Let's have you talk about the Mets and the Phillies before we jump to any other division here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like the biggest storyline in Major League Baseball, I would say, this year. Obviously, I have a little bit of bias there with the Mets, but I don't think anyone saw that this point in the season, almost a month into the season, the two worst teams would be the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, both these teams are just awful. They're not a good baseball teams right now. I know that I probably have more faith about the Phillies right now than I do the Mets. I mean, the Mets, especially going back, if you go back to June 13th last year, I believe they have the second worst record in all of Major League Baseball. They've won 47 games, lost around 80 or 90, something like that. It's incredible how bad the Mets have been this year, and the Phillies too. I think the Phillies, it helps them a lot too. They don't have Taijuan Walker starting every fifth day for them anymore, and you can find someone else. I think anyone, honestly, is probably better than Taijuan Walker was at this point. But I mean, just from the Mets standpoint of things, I mean, their last 16 games, they're 2-14. They had the 12-game losing streak. They won a couple of games. They did this. Now they just suck. They just got swept by the Colorado Rockies. I know the Rockies have been playing some pretty good baseball, especially for their standards this year, sitting at 13-16, 6-4 in the last 10. But I mean, getting swept by the Rockies it's awful. I mean, watch the doubleheader today for them. The Mets scored 1 run in 18 innings. I mean, the Rockies can't be doing that to a team like the New York Mets. No matter how bad the Mets are playing, you can't be getting swept by the Colorado Rockies and barely putting up any runs. I mean, the last 5 series for the Mets, they've been swept 4 of them. I have no words for how bad this Mets team is. I think a manager change coming here soon. I think Carlos Mendoza is probably going to get fired here in the next. I think it'll probably happen before their next game on Tuesday. I mean, even in his post-game interviews, the guy just seems defeated, and I hate it too because, like I said before, like it's not his fault that Lindor is out. He's gonna be out for maybe 2 months. It's not his fault Soto missed a few weeks. It's not his fault Bo Bichette sucks right now. Like the team, even like David Stearns. I know a lot of people put a lot of blame on David Stearns, and yes, the GM's going to get a lot of blame for this. You can make the argument that hey, yeah, should have made more moves. I say 100%, but I don't think any GM in baseball thought that Bo Bichette was going to be this bad at this point in the season. I mean, it's the other roster moves. I can say, hey, you don't want a Beatty playing every day. I was a big advocate for that, but I can see the other side of things. Vientos and Beatty playing every single day. They're not any good. Marcus Semien, I know that trade for Nimmo was more only for the few years down the road. It's always going to be a bad trade until then. But Marcus Semien just looks washed. He's not a good hitter anymore. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, I love Marcus Semien, but plays great defense. Second base defense has been a lot better than before for the Mets. But, I mean, there's just a lot of – someone's got to change the Mets. I guess the right way to put it. I mean, I think Carlos Mendoza is going to be out of a job here in the next couple of days, which sucks because I'm a big fan of his, and I think he's the right man for the job. But it sucks to see. I think someone's got to change.
Yeah, the worst news for the Mets was just like that whole, and we can talk about it right now, like Lindor. You know, you break the 12-game lose streak, and then Lindor goes down that game to get it. And we talked about it minimally last episode, but now it's been diagnosed. He's going to miss significant time here. I feel really bad, and like I know I mentioned this multiple times. Like if the Yankees are not going to win it, and it's not going to be the Seattle Mariners, I would like to see the Mets win, as I am a New Yorker, plus I want it for my grandparents. So, like, I am pulling for the Mets to be good, especially, like, you know, my grandparents don't got that much more time here on Earth. I want to see, like, they got to get it done quickly, and they have the pieces with, I think, a young pitching staff that needs a little bit more experience. Go get a veteran at free agency, make a move. Why not make a trade maybe in the division if Peter Bendix would allow to go get Alcantara and don't let him fall to the Yankees? But, dude, Soto, Lindor, Bo Bichette, what are we talking about? Like, this team should be better, and I expect them to turn around a little. Like, I'm not even going to put like a quantitative point on that. Like, they are going to turn it around. I have full faith in that. It's just really depressing right now for the Mets. And if they don't turn it around, and I'm not saying like they're going to go win the division now because they've really dug themselves a hole, but like the Mets could still make a wild card and then figure it out from there. It happens all the time that teams make a wild card, make a little bit of a run. So we'll see what happens with the Mets. But anything else on the East from you?
Yeah, just 2 more quick points here on the Mets. I mean, just like you're saying too, like you think it's going to turn around here soon. I would really hope so. I mean, this team is. I made a joke to my dad before he hopped on here that at this point, hey, Rock Chalowski, who everyone thought was going to be a White Sox next year in the draft, at this point, he might be a New York Met if they just keep playing like this. I mean, I saw a stat right before we hopped on the podcast that if you take the runs scored per game, just the worst runs scored per game in the last decade, the worst is the 2024 White Sox, who I think is 2.39 runs per game. That's the worst in the last 10 years of any team. And granted, yes, we're using a small sample size here for the next one coming up, but that was the team that set the modern record for losses in a season. If you take the second worst, and yes, it's only 30 games, it's the New York Mets offense right now. The team that has a luxury tax payroll of $380 million, only behind the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mean, last year the Mets sucked in the second half. Like, there's no denying that. But their offense was still one of the top 5 to 8 in baseball at that point. Going on the end of the season, it was their pitching that sucked. This year, the pitching is like, yes, it could be better, but their pitching is keeping them in pretty much every single game. But they just can't score more than 2 runs a game. I mean, it's honestly incredible. It's not even like a team that sucks offensively and they'll run into a few home runs here and there. They don't hit home runs. I believe they're last in Major League Baseball hitting home runs. They just suck, man. I mean, it just sucks to see this. It's been 125 games now that I just turn on the Mets game every single day, and you get the hype. Hey, today's gonna be the day, and then you just leave disappointed every single time, and it's so frustrating, especially because this team is supposed to be so good. They spend all the money in the world. It's just kind of the theme of, like, I think in my lifetime, anytime the Mets are supposed to be a good team, they're just not even close to being a good team, and they just are awful.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Yeah, and it does suck. It does suck because, like, me, I want to be the obnoxious Yankee fan and, like, go to a Mets game and just fucking hate Juan Soto, dude. Like, I would love to be that guy because I get it, contract better for you, but, like, I think this guy clearly whiffed on the organizational, like, poll, and, like, you know what I mean about that? Like, you're entering the workforce, you get an offer from, like, a startup tech company. Hey, we're gonna give you equity. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And then fucking Google offers you. Where do you want to go work? And, like, I'm not saying that's the vast difference between the Mets and the Yankees and how they operate, but, like, it feels that way sometimes, especially right now. Like, that the Yankees are again churning and burning. They suffered injuries. They got, dude, Rodon, Clark Schmidt, Cole, all in the, like, they're all injured. Yet the Yankees are 18-10, 18-9. Excuse me. They have a cumulative 3.10 ERA, and I'm jumping ship to the AL East here. The Yankees just get it done. And like, sometimes it's ugly, and you'll hear Yankee fans, like, bitch and moan and complain. And yes, I agree. Yankee fans are sometimes the worst people. They're the most vile people on the face of the earth. But right now, they have every right to be. Like, the prospects, I know people are low on, like, the depth of the system, but it's like the pitching department keeps producing. At least it seems that way. Cam Schlittler, homegrown, has now emerged into one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. Max Fried, who they went and signed on the biggest deal for a lefty ever, he is pitching fantastically to start the season. Will Warren, solid pitcher for the rotation. Weathers, he's been doing pretty good, I'd say, for the acquisition cost. And then, I love the bats, like Ben Rice, Aaron Judge. Obviously, Stan just hit the IL. But of course, but the Yankees seem to be getting it done, and that's my big call for the AL East this week. Outside of, I would say, the Rays are hanging around; they're in second place. The Toronto's injured. Boston, we talked about. Baltimore's kind of just, like, lingering. I don't really know how to. Do you have a good vibe on Baltimore right now? I feel like we haven't talked about them at all this year.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about Baltimore at all, honestly, at this point. And obviously, they're 13-15. They're only
There's no reason.
They're not playing. Yeah, they shouldn't be playing that way. I think it's still a believer too. I mean, like, Pete Alonso. I know a lot of Mets fans were like, "Hey, we want Alonso back," but, like, big thing for the Orioles too. He's got to step up for the Orioles. I think he has a 660 OPS. That's not good enough for Pete Alonso right now. I believe Gunnar Henderson's been playing pretty well too. I mean, Baltimore is kind of a weird one too, because it's like, you watch them and you just, like, see where they're at, and you think they should be a lot better than they are, but it's not like the bottom teams, like the Astros, the Phillies, like these teams where it's just like they're just not good right now. It's like I feel like they're just kind of mid, would be the right way to put it, but I feel more comfortable for them to turn it around here soon. I mean, like a guy like Pete Alonso, like I said earlier, like, it just, he's going to turn it around. Pete Alonso is going to have an OPS at least 800. It's going to probably be closer to 900 if I had to guess. You know he's going to turn that around. I mean, I have a lot of faith in this Orioles team to turn it around here, but I mean, the Yankees, man, I mean, they're just so good. I mean, just to kind of go off what you were saying with the pitching staff, I mean, Max Fried has a 2.4 ERA. Cam Schlittler has a 1.77. Ryan Weathers 3.21. Will Warren 2.59. The only one that really isn't putting it great, and it's a 4.11 ERA, and I believe the league average is 4.15 right now. So pitching as a league average pitcher in only 15 innings, too, by the way, is Luis Heel. But also, too, like Rodon and Cole are coming back, so like that's not really an issue for Luis Heel. I mean, you can just throw him in the bullpen, whatever you want to do with them. So it's not really the issue. And then with the Rays, don't sleep on the Rays. I mean, it's kind of the thing. Them and the Brewers, I think, are kind of the teams where you look at the roster every year, you don't feel very good about them, but you kind of feel good that they're going to be in the right spot. I think the Brewers more than the Rays, but I mean, like Yanni Diaz is a guy that no one ever talks about. We hardly talk about this guy at all. He just rakes year in and year out. He doesn't get the love he deserves. You obviously have Junior Caminero, who's 22 years old, is the star of that team. He's always raking. I mean, you can never sleep on the Rays, man. I mean, they're going to find these great guys. Their bullpen's always going to be these guys that you've never heard of, and they're going to be incredible pitchers.
Dude, the absurd thing is right now, like the pitching's getting it done, so they're not having to rely on the offense as much. Aaron Judge has 10 bombs, but he's batting 230. He has a 929 OPS, and he's still getting on base 37% of the time right now with a 560 slug. Imagine once he starts hitting back to 280, 290, like Jazz Chisholm. He's also batting 216 right now. Bellinger batting 250. He could probably improve by a few points there. Stan's injured. Ben Rice is playing out of his mind. And then Trent Grisham's batting 40 points below his weight. So there's a lot of improvement coming. Plus, like, I feel good if they need to, hey, Trent Grisham, you need to go on a rehab, like an assignment and work on the bat here. They can call up Spencer Jones. Move Cody Bellinger over into center, and now with Mike, sorry, I was about to call him Mike Stan, John Carlos Stan, heading in the IL. I think the Yankees with Jason Dominguez or with Spencer Jones, most like I would bet Dominguez just because he has the experience. Actually, I just pulled it up 1 hour ago. Dominguez is getting called up, so there you go. Yeah, exciting stuff. I hope Dominguez comes in stride because he could be like the energetic spark we need for the hitters to really gain some traction. Sorry, I said we need. I said it. Tyler's going to come after me. The spark the Yankees need in order to, solidify their spot in the AL East, and especially with Toronto dealing with injuries, Boston dealing with a total managerial shift. The Rays, who knows how long they could hold on playing like this. And then Baltimore, they're also not hitting. So let's move on, though. Enough about the AL East. Let's talk about the AL Central. So my takeaway from this, and I'll let you chime in whatever you want after this. This is the same shit as always. No one wants to win the division. All teams in that division are within 4 games of each other, and 3 teams are below 500. The other 2 teams are a game above 500. This is the most boring division in baseball. I hate the AL Central, and they do it to themselves. They never sign star power. No one ever wants to go to the White Sox, the Royals, or the Guardians, the Tigers. I guess they have Tarek Skubal, but it's a boring division.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with you too.
I forgot about the Twins. Sorry, go.
The Twins, too, that you forgot about, though, are probably them and the White Sox are kind of the two that you didn't even factor into winning the division at all. It was either just a toss-up between the Royals, the Tigers, and the Guardians were kind of just whoever the hell you liked more out of those 3 teams, I think was everyone's predictions. No one was picking the Twins or the White Sox to win this division. And the Twins are 3rd in the division right now at 12-16. So, I mean, just like you said, too, it's a boring division. There's a reason why I never want to watch AL Central baseball, and that's the least out of any divisions I watch the least amount of, is because it's just I know I watch these NL East, AL East teams. I like watching the Stars every day and watching the Dodgers and like that, but so it just kind of makes it hard to watch these games, and obviously it's a different type of baseball. It's just these guys or some people have never heard of before. It's these not big name guys. Their teams all on lower payrolls. They don't have these stars at all. I mean, like even when they do get a star like a Tarek Skubal, he's not going to be a Tiger going after this year. I mean, yes, they sign a Fromber. The Tigers can spend some money, but the Tigers will spend money in there and still never going to run away with the division by any means. I mean, every single year you just know that it's always going to be a toss-up of mid teams that have like 83 to 84 wins, a couple games over 500. If just one of those guys is going to the division, and it's just like this is a division where if you do slide for a month, you can totally still win it. Like the AL East, you can't slide for a month and win 5 or 6 games in a month and expect to still win the division. The AL Central, you can do that in, which kind of speaks about the division itself.
Yeah, division's trash. I really want these teams to be good too, just so that way people will stop saying the National League is so much better than the American League, and like it really is a travesty because like the NL Central is similar. That's like the little brother out of the 3 divisions of the National League. Like you expect like the last 15, 25, like 15, let's just say the last 25 years. You look at the East, and it's like Mets, Braves, Phillies, and that's harsh to say because the Marlins did win a World Series in 2003, and I'm trying. Did they make another run?
I don't know if they made one since then, but I think like the Marlins, like it's like when they do win them, it's like they win and then they don't make like when they do win, they win it all, but then they don't win it all besides that, like in the other seasons. And obviously the one to win the wild card a couple of years ago, but that wasn't a good team.
So the Nationals have won one, the Marlins have won one, all since the year 2000. The Braves have, I don't think they have won one since 2000, have they? No, they have won. 2019 or 2021.
2019, I believe. 2021.
It was, yeah, right there near COVID time. And then the Mets obviously haven't, and they've been to one though in 2015. And then you have the Phillies who've won one as well, and I think they lost 1 or 2. I know they lost to the Yankees in 2009.
I think they won. They won one. Was right before or right after the Yankees?
I think it was right before with like Rollins and Utley and Ryan Howard and company. I don't know who that team was on. But moral of the story, the East and then the West with the Dodgers and the Padres, even the Diamondbacks, they've all been relevant. And then the Giants won 3 like as well. And the NL has been considered better than the American League for years. And I think that the American League needs to produce more than it's like the Astros kind of like even the Mariners, they just got started going as far as they did in the playoffs last year. That's not a 25-year cycle. And then as for a pattern, it's been really the Red Sox or the Yankees in the East for it hasn't been Baltimore. It hasn't been the Rays have been solid, but they haven't been like World Series contenders year over year. And then I'm trying to think. Obviously, Toronto made a run last year, but I don't know. That's just my personal take. I think a lot of people side with me on that, though. That the overall thought out there is that the National League. Would you agree? You think the National League is better than the American League? More deep, I should say.
Yeah, I think D is probably the right way to put it, which is because the AL East thing, or the AL has like some of the top teams, obviously, with like just the AL East itself, with so many teams that could win a World Series, I believe. But like the National League, I mean, you just take like the division, like also the Dodgers are always gonna be the favorite in the division. The Padres are still 18-9 at this point. The D-backs are still a very good team, going to be a playoff team. I would expect to at least be around it, I guess, the right way to put it. But like even the Giants are mid. Like even if the Giants aren't going to be an awful team, I guess, right to put it. Like the Rockies, the only team in that division that you just already kind of count out from day one. Those other teams like the Dodgers are going to lock in. Then the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants are going to be kind of just meddling in. Can they make the wild card or not? The Central and the NL, like I think, is better than the ALs for sure. I mean, they at least have teams that could like a roster that could go deep in the playoffs. I feel like obviously Guardians went deep in 2024 and we're a couple games off the World Series, but I mean, I think the National League is just deeper overall. I think especially right now, last couple of years, it's shown.
Yeah, and we'll conclude on the American League. Let's talk about the Astros because they are 11-18. They're the worst team in the AL West right now. And Hagen, I had to look this up. Do you know who has the worst ERA in baseball right now?
As a team or as a player?
The team.
Is it the Houston Astros?
The Houston Astros. They're the only team with a 6 ERA or worse, and they have a 6.04. Like they have 0.6 ERA worse than the Washington Nationals right now. And like we talked about it all preseason. The Nationals were completely, the word to describe the rotation and bullpen would have been like devastation. Like that would be the word I would have been used. How much of a drought that they suffered, and that was like what their roster looked like. And we were like Hunter Brown, we got Tatsuya Imai, Spencer Getty, Lance McCullers is back and healthy. Christian Javier should be back soon, and it's just like, oh my god, they suck. They are not a good pitching team right now. Um,
And I think too, like when you look at that, like a big reason why, obviously, like you're gonna have positive regression there. They're not gonna be that bad for that long. Obviously, Amai is on the IL right now. You have Hunter Brown on the IL right now. Cody Bolton, who was starting some games for him, is on the IL. So that was 3 starters already that were on the IL. That's not counting Javier hasn't pitched at all this year. Hayden Wisniewski pitched this year. Renaud Blanco. Then, on that offensive side too, like you don't have Jeremy Pena, the top 10 player in baseball last year for him. I mean, if you look too, just like they have the worst. Their pitching is so bad. They have the 4th best offense right now with WRC plus, and they're that bad of a team. Like obviously, it's going to be heavily created by the best player in Major League Baseball right now, Yordan Alvarez. But I mean, you're going to get positive regression there. So I wouldn't be too scared about the Astros, especially because like some teams in that division too, like they're so bad, but they're only 4.5 games back. Like the A's, the only team above 500 in that division, which is funny enough because they don't have any pitching really thought coming into the year. Like the Rangers are 14-14. Like the Mariners haven't been playing good at all. I mean, the Angels are always the Angels there, but I mean, I think you feel good about Houston as long as they can just get healthy. I mean, if this team's fully healthy and like all things going, they can make it to the playoffs. They can win a World Series still.
Dude, I said it all preseason with you and during the offseason. What did I say? Like we knew they were not getting Framber Valdez back, and I was like, but I think Imai like was not enough for this team to compete just because of like how many pre-existing injuries they had, and on top of how many guys they know are, I hate to say injury prone, but like we know Lance McCullers Jr. taking time bomb of when he's going to hit the IL. Hayden Wisniewski was dealing with a significant injury. Christian Javier was banged up all last year and rehabbing, and now he's banged up again. He's not coming back till at least the first week of June. He's on the IL 60. Hunter Brown, he's on the shelf, right? Right now?
Yeah, he should be back in a couple of weeks, I believe.
Spencer Getty, he was sent down. He came back, had a good performance, but he's shaky. I don't know, dude. I think that the Astros, if they're serious about trying to go and win a World Series this year, like they clearly have the bats. It is 100% the arms. They need to be aggressive at the deadline or prior to the deadline to secure a pitcher. They are another team that'd be sneaky to go get Sandy Alcantara for a few prospects. Then maybe they can move to Miami. Because I don't think Alcantara is going to make it through the deadline on the Miami Marlins roster.
I mean, it's just hard because like their farm, they don't really have the big pieces. They'd have to almost get like a major league guy to trade, but then you have all these injuries and you kind of want that depth for when it does happen. Like Isaac Paredes was kind of like, how do you fit him into the lineup? A guy who mashed in that ballpark, but then it's like, Paney goes down. You can slide Correa over to short, put him there at third. So I mean, it's just hard, but I don't know.
You don't think that like a package of like Bryce Matthews, maybe Xavier Nyans, and what?
I forgot they had Nyans, but
And his name's been obviously super trendy and for minor league guys, but Walker Janik give up Xavier Nyans and Bryce Matthews gets you Alcantara. And I understand that's trading away 2 of your top 5 prospects on top of Bryce Matthews, who was like the number 1 all last year, correct?
yeah, I mean, it just, and the hard thing too is like with the Sandy package is like we know how expensive pitching is at the deadline. Like I guess I would put it's like I'm not saying that they can't get an Alcantara. I just think there'd be teams that would, if the Marlins do move him, would just put together a better package because Sandy's a guy who he already has the 3 CGs this year. He's gonna throw deep into games every single time. He looks like he's Cy Young Sandy again. Take that into account of how expensive pitching is at the deadline and how there's gonna be him and like if the Twins move Joe Ryan, which I don't know if they will or not, but like there's gonna be that many arms at that level, which obviously perfect for the Astros. Exactly what they need. It would just be if they are gonna put a package together for them, I think it'd be a team that would top it.
Yeah, For sure. Like, I think the Yankees are going to be bidding, and they'll give up a Will Warren. It's like, who'd you rather have? Will Warren plus a few prospects, or like Bryce Matthews plus a few prospects? And I think like the Marlins would probably look to secure a pitcher who just had 170 strikeouts last year and looks pretty good to start off 2026. So more to come on that. Let's jump to the National League East. We talked about kind of talked about the East already a lot. So let's jump to the NL Central. My takeaway: the entire division is a winning record. What's your takeaway on the Central? That's kind of wild.
I mean, my takeaway too is kind of like that's crazy in the first place. Obviously, the Reds. I guess my biggest thing would be like the Reds at 18-10. I don't believe that that's sustainable at all. I just don't. I'm not a believer in the Reds. I wasn't the beginning of the year. I wasn't last year. I'm just not a big believer in them. I know they're 18-10, but like, I don't think they make the playoffs. Still, I think they still finish probably.
Can I say
Third in this
one thing
division.
on that? Dude, no Lodolo, no Green right now. Like the Reds, dude, maybe they finally have enough guys that like they'll make it work and they can make a little playoff run.
I mean, that's a good point. I just don't believe in the Reds roster. I guess I don't know. I'm just not a fan of their team. I just think they're pretty mid. I don't think they're good enough to be a playoff team.
No, that's
I might be a
fine.
hater though.
But like the Cubs, if Justin Seal's coming back at some point, maybe if they go get another pitcher because they have their own pitching issues. Pirates, obviously, they invested a lot in the offense this offseason, so like they're 4 games above 500. Go Pittsburgh. Cardinals already like they're looking better than what I was expecting this year because let's face it, their pitching coming into the year was not supposed to be that good. And they're moving pieces left and right, and they're dealing with a lot of young guys. But it just so happens the young guys, the Weatherholts, the Jordan Walkers of the world, Mason Wynn, they're all hitting. So kudos to St. Louis. And then the Brewers, who would have thought the Brewers are in last place in the division to almost 30 games in?
I mean, you can't make it up. That's a big reason why too. Like, I just don't believe in the Reds. I'm like, you're telling me the Brewers are going to play 14 and 13 level baseball, like this win percentage the rest of the year at 519. I mean, I still think it's probably the Cubs. I would say the favorites now. Obviously, I just don't believe in the Reds at all. I mean, I think I would probably. I hate to say this because big. I'm in toss between the Reds and the Pirates on who's the third best team in the division. I think the Cardinals probably finished last.
Another counterpoint, though, about to the Reds' credit, the sorry, I was just about to talk about the Brewers. No Churio right now. Still out for, I think, a little bit. I think he's supposed to be back sometime in May. And Yelich just went on the IL. Brent, if they're down enough games, this is the Brewers we're talking about. They are loyal to really no one besides Jackson Churio, who they got to sign that extension. Like, obviously, I don't think they're going to go ahead and like move Terang or something like that. Like that'd be wild. But who's to say if they're not looking ship shape come the All-Star break, do they move off of Woodruff early and try and trade him?
I mean, they definitely have the depth to do so. I mean, you always can have those AAA starters there that are like you're gonna have those guys in there like a Chad Patrick, Logan Henderson, whatever one's just at the moment is down in AAA. Or you want to include a Brandon Sproat in there too if it gets moved out of the rotation. Like you're gonna have guys who can step up and go give you 5 innings of Major League Baseball game. So it's definitely possible for him. I would assume they would probably keep him, but I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Here's to say, but I just thought that'd be a little intriguing conversation starter, especially because like they're two arguably of their biggest bats are not playing right now, and that's Yelich and Churio. Let's jump to the NL West. So Dodgers finally take back first place. They're 19-9. The other thing I wanted to call out is the Rockies. They're 13-16. They're only 3 games below 500, and they're in a very tough division. Like 13-16. That means that not only the Rockies, they are better than. I'm just looking up here. There's 10 teams that are worse than the Rockies right now. The Nationals, the Blue Jays, Twins, Angels, White Sox, Royals, Red Sox, Astros, Phillies, and Mets. Like, good for Colorado coming out of the gates for a team that was probably projected to have the most games lost in baseball to start the season, besides maybe the Nationals.
I mean, yeah, I think they were.
Those two.
Rockies were the worst and the Nationals is the second worst. And my big bet of the year that I had that I was adamant on was the Rockies over 54.5 wins, I believe, on the season right now. And they're trending to get in the mid 60s right now, which is big for the Rockies. Obviously, 10-game losing streak, whatever, can set you back a little bit. But my big thing was the Rockies were going to win more than 54.5 games. And I thought the Nationals would be the worst team in baseball. And obviously, both teams been playing a little bit better than expected at this point. But the Rockies, I mean, I just think they actually got some veterans on this team now. They got a new leadership in town, so I really like that now. They made some moves now that weren't just Rocky moves. I mean, even like a Michael Lorenzen and a Jose Quintana and a Tomoki Suigano. I know Sagano I'm not a big fan of, and I think he's going to allow a shit ton of home runs. But, I mean, you're getting some veteran pitchers in the staff now, not just, who the hell is this guy? I mean, Chase Dolander, too. I mean, he looked phenomenal today against the Mets. I mean, obviously he has a big thing, too. On the road, he's always a very good pitcher. At home, not so much, obviously because of the altitude and all that. But, I mean, the Rockies, I think, I thought they were a lot better team than everyone was giving them credit for.
Yeah. Rockies, they're interesting. I'm really, excited to see how they pan out with this new regime. Moneyball 2.0, we'll call it. I don't know, like, if that's appropriate, but we're going to do it anyway.
Moneyball 2.0, 20 years later.
Exactly. So let's jump to the injury section, some MLB news. So Juan Soto got activated. We mentioned Lindor went hit the IL. Raciel Iglesias for the Braves. He heads the IL with shoulder inflammation, never any good. The Phillies placed JT Realmuto on the IL due to back spasms. They also announced that they're releasing veteran starter Taijuan Walker, who will be owed $15 million by the club for the remainder of his contract. So that's a price to pay for letting him go, $15 million. The Reds, they put Eugenio Suarez, third baseman, on the IL with a low-grade oblique strain. So Suarez does not expect this to be a long stint. This should be a quick one. JJ Bleday is taking his roster spot for now. Boston, we mentioned this. Sonny Gray hit the IL 15 days for the hamstring issue. The Twins, they have the right-handed starter McAble hop on the IL for an inflammation to his right elbow. Hopefully everything's okay there, but that's some scary news. Mariners third baseman Brendan Donovan hit the 10-day IL with the strained left groin. Wyatt Langford, who, by the way, let's talk about Langford for a second. I am done with Wyatt Langford in fantasy baseball. This is a grade 1 flexor strain. He's optimistic it'll be a short IL stint. This guy lives on the IL. Am I crazy to say this about Wyatt Langford? Obviously, he's got talent, but my goodness, he's always injured or banged up.
And it just sucks too, because you just need a healthy season from him to really take that next step. It feels like this is the second year, really. We saw his rookie year and was good. Then we kind of expected him last year. He was getting a lot of dark horse MVP picks last year. Obviously, big dark horse. Obviously, everyone knows Judge is going to be up there every single year, so it's kind of harder. But still, to put him in the conversation, had some injuries last year, had slow start, whatever it is, and then this year too. Obviously, a slow start has not been good at all. I mean, a 637 OPS right now. His peripherals don't look great so far this year, but then injury kind of sets him back a little bit too. I mean, which sucks too, because the Rangers will have these guys that are so injury prone. I mean, Corey Seager, one of the best players in all Major League Baseball, but you almost pencil him in to miss 40 to 50 games every single year. I hope Wyatt Langford's not one of those guys. DeGrom, I know DeGrom's been healthy for a long time, and I'm always going to defend DeGrom, my favorite baseball player ever, but DeGrom's one of those guys. I watch DeGrom every start, and I'm just kind of nervous every time. I'm he's one pitch away from his career being over, and he blows out his elbow, and he's just done. Granted, he's still one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, but one pitch, double snaps, he's done for his career.
Yeah, and that's scary. That's scary. And the thing that really bothers me with Wyatt Langford, it's not big significant injuries, which it's tit-tat injuries here, there, oblique strain, flexor strain, whatever. And I noticed his first year in the league, 2024, played 134 games. He almost missed 30 games. Second year, 2025, same thing. He has 134 games played. He missed almost 30 games. And now he's played about 20 games. I think the Rangers are technically 27 games in or 28 games in. So he's already missed several games this season, and he's going back on the IL. And this is early in the season. Who knows if he takes another trip to the IL at some other point? But I just want Wyatt Langford to find a trainer, figure out a pattern to like stay on the field because, dude, he's a talented player. I love watching him. Rookie cards I have multiple of. I invested in it. Like I'm in on Wyatt Langford, but right now for fantasy, he is killing me, and I need to like figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, it just does suck. You want to see this guy on the field. I mean, obviously, he's almost built like a linebacker or a running back, I guess maybe the right way to put it. I mean, he's a freak athlete, man, and you want to see this guy on the field. You want to see him take that next step, get healthy, not start to put things together, then get hurt and get set back again, then takes a few ABs to get back into it. You just hate to see that cycle of the player, especially when he hasn't had that true star breakout he's had yet.
Yeah, and finally, Robert Suarez heads to the IL for the Rangers as well. I'm sorry, Robert Garcia, left shoulder, retroactive to April 20th. So Rangers definitely have a fair share of IL guys building up there as well. Any last takes to close out the episode from you?
Just kind of a crazy thing. I know we already talked about the Mets a little bit, but just crazy in the sense of that the Mets lost 12 games. That sounds already crazy, but the fact that in my 22 years of age, that's the longest losing streak since I've been alive. That one was just crazy to me. I mean, it's just awful baseball day in and day out. I'm not a very optimistic Mets fan right now. It's just this team is just awful. I think they're the worst team in baseball. I don't think there's a team worse than them right now. I think if I had to pick a team to win a game on any given day right now, I'm taking any other team in Major League Baseball than the Mets right now.
Maybe I'll go put some action on it. Oh, no, that's it for me. Thank you all for listening. Please follow us on social media. We got at Hagen. What's your handle? At Hagen
Snell BB.
Hagen Snell BB. I'm at Skips View Brett. The main account's at Skipper's View. Definitely go give us a follow on Twitter. We're pretty active on there, talking about our opinions with our teams and things going on in the league. Give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. We will have more articles posted this week. I'm looking to have, by the way, an all-time club home run leaders piece come out because I was just looking at the all-time home run leaders. Guess how many guys right now that are actively playing are in the top 100 all-time in the home run department?
7.
7's exactly correct, Hagen. And the thing is, Kyle Schwarber's at 106 with 348. To enter the top 100, he needs 354. So he's going to get there this season. So we're going to have 8 guys in the top 100 all-time home runs playing in the game right now. And like Carlos Santana is sneakily up there, but actually shouldn't say sneakily up there considering he's 40 years old, but he has 335 bombs. Like I did not know he had that many career home runs. That's wild. But I want to just like show where these guys rank amongst their organizations, who's the most recent guys, whatever. So I'm going to put all 30 teams out there. I'm hoping to get that done this week. And then I'm going to finally start writing about the Yankees this week. I think 30 games in, that's a good time to hop in and be like, okay, we're in baseball mode now.
I think especially too with the team playing good, it makes it a lot easier to get something done about them.
That does help. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Have a good night. Bye.